Yo, what's going on guys? I'm Jay Cartere, and in this video I'm going to be showing my summary / review of Attack on Titan chapter 88. And this was a good one, guys. This was a very good one, so definitely go read it, go check it out. The chapter starts with the owl destroying the soldiers and the ships that took Grisha to his ascension into the heavens. The owl then exits his Titan shell and Grisha asks him his name, which we find out is Eren Kruger. So Grisha named Eren after this guy basically. I feel like I've heard the name Kruger before, but I'm not 100% sure where. So if any of you guys know where this name has popped up before in the past, please leave a comment down below, let me know. And then he says he's also one of the subjects of Ymir and holds the power of one of the 9 titans within him. Al tells Grisha that he and a doctor became spies in the Mali government by falsifying their medical records in order to pass a blood test. He lets Grisha know that he did a good job with his plan, but it all failed in the end. Grisha asks the owl why he only saved him, even allowing Dina, someone with royal blood and presumably the ability to make full use of the Titan's power, to become mindless Titans. And the owl breaks down and tells Grisha how he's cut off the fingers of thousands of subjects of Ymir and turned them into Titans, and he believes he did it all to serve Elodia. This is another example of someone doing terrible things for what they believe is the greater good, something which we see a lot of in Attack on Titan. It's that blurring of the lines between good and bad, and I love it personally. I think it makes really interesting characters. The owl seems remorseful for his actions at this point, not sure whether he was right or wrong, but going forth with it anyway. The owl tells Grisha that he's gonna trust him with carrying out his final mission. He knows Grisha hates the Mali government for killing his sister and treating his dad like a bitch, among other things. And the owl reveals that he hates the Mali government because they burned his father, the rebel army he was part of, and their families alive while he was a child hiding in a closet. It's very terrible. Like, the Mali government are on some madness over there. They don't give a shit. He laments that this moment made him devote his life to getting revenge and restoring Elodia, but what that came down to was torturing the compatriots he wanted to protect and turning them into Titans. So even now he's still like a scared child in the closet, watching all the bad things happen without any power to intervene. Anyways, the owl then tells Grisha that the mission he's giving him is to break inside the walls and claim the power of the founder Titan, which we know that Grisha does fulfill and carry out. But he asks why the owl doesn't do it himself instead of, being eaten and all that, because that's not the greatest way to go. Like, why would you want to be eaten by a Titan? The owl then tells Grisha that whoever inherits the power of the 9 Titans will die in their teen years, and he inherited it 13 years ago. This is called the Curse of Ymir, according to Eren. It's because they say Ymir, the originator, died 13 years after first awakening to her powers. We find out that Eren is having memories that are matching up with his dad's notes, probably the memories of his dad since he ate him and took his powers, including the power of the progenitor Titan, which gave Frida Reese and her uncle, I think before that, the memories of all the previous kings. The theory of the 13-year death sentence is backed by the fact that the Reese family aim to have a succession every 13 years. So Armin concludes that he has 13 years to live, and Eren concludes that he has 8 or even less. We learn that if a Titan shifter dies without being eaten, their power will be inherited by a random baby belonging to the subjects of Ymir, which I believe that should come into play some way down the line. Like, someone should die and then some random baby will get the powers. I think that will probably happen. I don't know where or when, but I don't see a reason for them to tell us this without using it down the line. So I think that's probably going to happen. Apparently all the subjects of Ymir are connected through paths that cross at the progenitor Titan. This is according to the Mali government's Titan Chemistry Research Society. Grisha asks the owl which history of Ymir is true. The owl tells him that Ymir was a girl who came into contact with the source of all organic material, but that's just what they say. There is no real truth. both histories, Grisha was told, seem improbable. The owl tells Grisha that he let Dina turn into a titan because she had royal blood. He couldn't let her fall into enemy hands and be forced to pump out babies for the enemy nation. He laments that he thinks he made the right choice. He says he wasn't strong enough to save his brothers and sisters, but he did his job, and now it's time for Grisha to do his. Grisha admits that he felt frightened as the bastard guard who fed his sister to dogs died, and as the owl crushed soldiers in his hands. He basically looks at the shitty situation he's in and says if he knew that this was the price to pay for freedom, he never would have paid it. And I agree, his fingers are cut off, he's lost everybody he knows, and now he's being sent on a wild mission involving eating people, and it's all a bit mad. The owl tells Grisha that his dad was a smart man, he acted like a bitch to not lose the rest of his family. He then basically tells Grisha that he chose him because he went past the wall. He yearned for freedom and his brothers and sisters paid the price. If he had not done so, his sister would be alive, among other things. And the owl tells him that there's only one way to pay them back and redeem themselves for the sins they've committed, as even after they die, those terrible actions will follow them. And it seems that, you know, the one way is obviously to bring freedom and restore the Elodian bloodline, all that sort of shit. So that's where, no, he tells him that the Titan he's about to inherit has always fought for freedom and is called the Attack Titan. And that's where the chapter ends. This was a very interesting chapter, reinforcing the points that the good guys and the bad guys are subjective. There's no real truth in the world, as that is subjective depending on what history you believe. And it included some very good character development. It showed us a broken but determined man in the owl, and it reveals us the reason why Grisha did what he did and why he was so cool with Eren wanting to join the scouts and venture outside the walls in the beginning of the story, because it reminded him of when he was young, yearning for freedom, a perfect match for the Attack Titan. We also learn that being a Titan has a time limit, but I don't think this will have too much bearing on the story unless we move way forward in time, and I doubt that's going to happen, but you never know. I feel like the story is going to end soon, probably around chapter 100 or something, but I could be wrong. Chapter 88 was great though, and I am definitely looking forward to the next chapter. What did you guys think of this chapter? Let me know in the comment section below. Also hit that like button if you like the video. Be sure to subscribe, as I'll be putting out way more Attack on Titan videos, and if you want to see the rest of my Attack on Titan videos, you can click on the playlist on the screen. Thanks for watching.